Activating your dried sourdough starter can take 1 to 4 days. Start by pouring 1½ teaspoons of dried starter flakes in a glass jar or bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of lukewarm chlorine-free water. Wait a few minutes for it to soften. Then add 1 tablespoon of flour and stir thoroughly. Cover your container or put it in a plastic bag halfway sealed. It does not need to be airtight, but we want to prevent it from drying out. Let your starter sit at room temperature for 24 hours. On day 2, add 1 tablespoon of flour and 2 teaspoons of chlorine-free water. Mix that up thoroughly and cover your container. Let your starter sit at room temperature for another 24 hours. On day 3, you might start to see some bubbling from fermentation as the starter comes back to life. Let's add 1 tablespoon of flour and 1 teaspoon of water. We'll mix it together thoroughly and cover. Let your starter sit at room temperature for another 24 hours. Day 4 might look like this. Let's move our starter to a larger container to allow room for expansion. Today we're going to add a 1/3 cup of flour and a 1/4 cup of chlorine-free water. Stir well and let it sit for 12 to 24 hours at room temperature. You know your starter is ready when it develops bubbles throughout the jar. Watch our video on managing a starter next.